Sorry about that. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another Dave Knows Comics live stream. I am your host, David Lee. Now, welcome. Last week was so much fun, decided to do it again. So we are going to be doing another live comic book drawing here. Hopefully this works out, even though I have the camera's not situated in the best possible way for drawing. I just realized that there's a wire in my way, but I'll try and figure this out. It's all right. Oh, let's try and make this work a little bit better. Nope, that's not going to do it. Okay. There we go. All right, there we go. That makes more sense now. Okay, hey, what's up, Joshua A? Yo, Zach Rowe. Okay, so I got my art supplies. I have a nice glass of water, a nice cup of water. Keep myself hydrated. So what's going on? All right, welcome to the stream, guys. All right, so now that I got you here, I'm all ready to set. Let's see, what do you guys have in mind today? Anything in specific you would like to see? Got a couple of ideas, got a couple of plans, but definitely want to see what you guys are up to. For those of you who are here, Zach and Josh, always good to see you guys. So yeah, anything you guys want to see in specific? Thor. All right, Thor is the answer from Zach Rowe. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, so, here's a weird thing. I know in the comic book store has mostly not had a beard, but in MCU he's always had one. And I have to admit, Thor is supposed to have one. I think it's weird that he doesn't. When Thor doesn't have a beard, I get weirded out, even though the vast majority of my life that I've seen the character, he's, been without one. Oh, yeah, and I forgot that I have this bit of a shaky cam here. It's not on the most stable platform. I was going to do something about that, but then I forgot about that. But anyway, all right. Hopefully we'll get through this. How about Batista as Drax? Powerbomb and Albert. Well, Thor has already spoken, so let's try this way. Let's try. Let me look at it. I thought the beard was weird at first, but now it quickly grew on me. Ha! Pun. I don't know if that was a pun or not. Maybe you weren't making one. Maybe you're just being serious. But yeah, no, it works for him. All right, so, what pose do I have in mind for Thor? Okay, let's first, start as always with the gesture. I have a specific idea of something in mind for whatever reason. I'm thinking this. Certainly like that. All right, guys, so maybe next time I'll try to do something where the camera's not shaking so much. How about Thor and Lady? Oh, Thor side by side. Okay, hold on. It was a bit of both. Notice the pun right after comment. Puns. Okay. Okay, let's try this. Puns come naturally. Well, that's a mighty good skill. Alright, so hey, what's up, Immortal Remus? Welcome to the stream. As you see, sometimes I draw through a limb or something like that, and other times I just kind of let it go. There's really no rhyme or reason for why I do what I do. Let's see, yeah. As you can tell already, it's perfectly okay to erase. Do it all the time. This is the time to make the mistakes. Try to see what you're doing. By the way, what time is it over? Yeah, that's a good question. What time is it over there? That's a tremendous question to find out. Oh yeah, what's up? You guys ready for Super Showdown this weekend for those wrestling fans out there? Which I'm pretty sure is all three of you now that I think about it. Okay, restart. I got a better idea. This is kind of what I wanted to do with Hawkeye last week, and I totally forgot about it because I keep thinking of action poses, and I realize, all right, 8 p.m., nice prime time. Oh, I got a prime time slot. Okay, I realized because this is what I wanted to do with Hawkeye last week, but I just didn't think of it in time. So instead, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it now, especially since I much prefer to do it anyway. Depending on what time it is when I get done with this, I'll see if I can go back to the other side. Maybe I'll do the other side later on. Yeah. Oh. Nothing will ever be able to capture that like it actually happening. Okay, maybe Venom. That's okay, TJ Fritz. You're here now. That's what matters. You didn't really miss anything. I'm just kind of getting started. I started on one side, but then I decided to do something else. Yeah, the thing is, last week I realized, because I keep trying to draw action poses or keep doing, like, you know, like little scenes, and this is not the format for that, and this is also not the paper I would use for drawing action scenes. This is for more portraits and kind of stuff like that, so I keep trying to remember that. Especially, like, the way the ink adheres to the paper and all that, so... In case you want to know why I keep drawing these vertical lines across the face, it's because this is his helmet line. I'm drawing him with the hat, because I like the hat. I think the hat's cool. I wish they used it in the MCU more. Dave, since Venom starts this week, how about drawing that? Well, there is a Venom video coming out Thursday. Tomorrow, Wednesday, will be Wrestling Channel. Thursday is it? Kind of teacher is Dave? Broadcasting teacher. Haven't you asked that before? It's 8 o'clock UP. I'm teaching tonight, in fact. You know what I think is funny for you guys who, you know, wrestling fans out there who are here? Thor's always had those big circles on his uniform. I know they don't look the same, but it's often made me think of Dusty Rhodes, Dusty Rhodes polka dots. I don't know if it was just me who's ever thought of that, but that is a thing I have thought of. If Marvel made Thor's daughter from Norse mythology as part of the 616, then they should have taken out Thor mantle, and maybe it should be better received from more fans. I mean, you know, it's. I think, for me, I'm getting. I understand the Marvel's formula, but my thing is, just imagine dropping the elbow. My thing about Marvel is they make I know that the problem is you can't make it the same all the time, because if you do that, it gets boring and it gets stale. So you need to change things up. But what they always do is they eventually revert things back to the way they were. But they only do it for like half the universe. So half the universe is the way you want it, the way you know it and remember it. And then the other half is somebody else is playing this character, or someone else is in this mantle, or somebody's not on this team, or something, somebody else is on the team that never was on the team before. And then slowly that half will reset to being the way it wants, to the way you remember it. And then the other half switches, and they just keep slowly doing that, and it just happens over and over again. Thor doing hard times promo. Wow, yeah, but replace like pork and beans and everything like that with like Asgardian stuff. That would be hilarious. He said, I like the hat. I don't know what the issue with the hat is. MCU and the MCU's issue with the hat. Now look, I totally get them not wanting to put the wings on Captain America's head. I get that. That's a little odd, but on Thor, man, it's cool. He's a Viking, and he's an alien Viking, so he's allowed. Batman's too like dark and emo. Like you'd have to give Batman like a Sting promo or something. Maybe even an Undertaker promo. Zach Rowe. Okay. Thanks. I thought the time difference would be bigger, and then it's 3 p.m. here in New York. Okay, thank you for the thumbs up, by the way, whoever that was. Okay. Okay, I'm going to move one arm down, or moving this muscle down, because this back muscle here, because I want one hand to be up, implying that he's raising the hammer. So, as we established, have you seen the 1990s Captain America? Of course! Of course I have. Joker doing a pipe bomb. That makes way more sense than it should. Yeah, of course I seen that movie. And you know what the weird thing is? For whatever reason, I don't understand why, but as a kid, I saw that movie, and then like a couple years went by, and then Starship Troopers came out, and I could have sworn Casper Van Dien was the guy in that movie. And the guy in the Captain America movie is not Casper Van Dien, like at all. Like, not even a little. He's not even a little bit Casper Van Dien. It's Captain Marvel. She's too short to be Captain Marvel. Well, there you go. Who do you guys think is the best looking comic book character there is? I'll be back in around 20, 30 minutes. Got to do some math revisions. All right, man. Rock on. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully, I'm still here when you're back. Well, let's just make this just like the other live stream where we'll talk about pretty girls. So right now, where are we on it? So yeah, so this is going to be my drawing of Thor, since I like him I'm drawing his beard now because I like Thor having a beard, and I also like him having his hat. Is it bad that I call it a hat, not a helmet? Should I call it a helmet? Or I call it a hat? It's a hat. Oh, anybody see the leak set photos of allegedly Jake Gyllenhaal in Spider-Man Far From Home? Spider-Man Spring Formal. What up, Vinny Montana? Yeah, Spider-Man Spring Formal. That's the name of the movie. A lot of people don't know. No, I'm kidding. How much? Yeah, I'm probably still going to just call it a hat anyway. What do you think of Joaquin? I thought it was, we're gonna. I have a video about more about that. I meant to put it out this week, but then I forgot Venom's coming out, so I had to do you're getting an honest promo on Venom Thursday. So the Joaquin, so there's gonna be a judge of character on the Joker. That's gonna have to wait till next Thursday. But what I could just say about this now is like from what it looks like they're doing like a John Wayne Gacy kind of thing, I think, and that scary. There are parts of the makeup I don't like. It can go back and forth on it. I still have, but my thing is I haven't seen a lot. Right now it's just the look where it's kind of all we're judging it on, and the look for it is okay. I mean, in terms of what they do with it, because I can only speculate they're doing a John Wayne Gacy thing, and if that's the case, I'm like, that's interesting. But, I still would like to know more about where they're going with it before, I really come to a full conclusion on it. Last night I felt like it was 1998 on Raw. Yeah, Raw ended in a way, and something you never thought you'd see Raw end with ever again. I mean, but I will say this much: I've always been of the mindset that Kane and the Undertaker, like together, it's, like everybody needs to run. Give Thor a wide bridge here. See, my other thing is I really like drawing faces. I could kind of care less about drawing the rest of the body. I just kind of want to draw a face, and then I don't care about anything else anymore. Unfortunately, I've just revealed that, and this is probably because I find expressions so interesting. The mayor, what? Did anyone see the new leaked stealth suit from? I saw it. I'm not sure it's the stealth suit. I'm not sure it's anything like. I mean, maybe it is, maybe it's not. I have reserved judgment. You could barely see anything other than a silhouette of the Killing Joke. I've never been too fond of any Joker origin story. I hear you on that, Immortal Remus, but part of the reason I like the Killing Joke that he even mentions the fact that he's not sure that that's what really happened. It's just, he remembers it in one way and he remembers it another. So I also think that's a good out. So I mean, I feel you that part of it is, part of the mystery. Kind of like, I mean, because I definitely feel that way about Wolverine. The funny thing about Wolverine is, for years his origin was never explained, but, you knew about the Weapon X project, you knew about his time in Alpha Flight, you knew about this, you knew about that. It's like, yeah, we don't know his origin. Meanwhile, he has a more fleshed out origin than most characters, but because they said, he's really old and we don't know what happened before this time, yeah, question mark, yeah, no origin. But I hear you. But yeah, that's kind of the reason. That's my conceit for why I like the Killing Joke, is because he does have an out. That's displayed as just one possible origin of the Joker, and even he doesn't know if it's real. Another problem I have, as much as I like Thor's hat and all, I have a problem here because now I just keep thinking about Hagar Horrible's hat, and I'm pretty sure that's not what his hat looks like. Okay, since I'm only doing one arm raise. Okay, did you see Hugh Jackman talking about making one more Wolverine movie? No, what'd he say? Because I am curious, because I heard, I don't know if it's true, but I heard that after Logan, he said the only way he considered coming back was if it was to be a part of the MCU, and now that's pretty much happening, so... So yeah, what did he say on that? I'm kind of curious myself. Oh yeah, he has a cape. That's what I'm missing. I think Deadpool could. I think they all could. I mean, I don't necessarily need them to. I mean, my thing is, Wolverine all day. It's not even a choice, not even a question. Wolverine all day. At least Hugh Jackman was honest. It's just the money's right. Yeah, give me that Disney money. I'm in. Yeah, it's not even a question. I mean, first of all, I'm a Marvel guy, and I'm not even talking about the movies. Like, I know it's very easy to just bash the DCEU and go with Marvel from the movies, but even in general, like, I own way more Marvel comic books than I own way more the DC comic books. I've just always liked Marvel better, is what I grew up on. You know, in the 80s, Marvel was as hot as it could be. Yeah, I heard only one film, just film. Yeah, I never saw him say that, but yeah, I was told that he said it. So, and I try to I like to specify when I hear something versus actually saying something. Actually, you know, seeing it being said by the person. Okay, that's the case. I don't want to do that line anymore. One thing that always bothered me about that the '90s crossover between Marvel versus DC was that, you know, I understand they try to, you know, save face, so they put certain guys against other guys. Like, Batman was going against Captain America, Spider-Man was going against Superboy, and, you know, it's like the people that could afford to job, they jobbed. You know, they didn't want to put their real, because the reality is it's supposed to be Superman versus Spider-Man, even though that Spider-Man was the crappy Spider-Man that, you know, we shouldn't talk about, and it should be Wolverine versus Batman. Those were the two fights, but instead they gave you Captain America and Batman, and it was based off popularity. Now, based off of popularity, yeah, of course Batman's going to win, but logistically, Captain America and Batman should have been an even fight, just like when they had JLA versus Avengers in the 2000s, which is a better series, by the way, a much better series. I love that series. Batman and Captain America fought to a standstill, which it should be that way. Do you like Moonlight? Yeah, I think Moonlight is pretty hard, pretty cool. Which is harder, drawing or coloring? Oh, drawing. Coloring is easy to me. It's especially since I started doing it on a computer. Like coloring by hand, I like it, and there's some advantage to it. But I typically don't do it just because it's a lot of equipment. Because you got to buy all the different colors, and those markers are expensive. They add up, and it's like I have a bunch, but I don't want to use them too much all the time. You're not late, Double A. Don't worry about it. You do you. DC's never grabbed me. Batman, Green Lantern are only heroes I ever really liked. Yeah, Moonlight. Yeah, Moonlight's definitely a very interesting character. I see Mark Hamill said he would like to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and he'd like to play Dr. Octopus. Interesting. So you think you'll ever get into manga or anime? No. Elmer has tried repeatedly to get me into anime. And I just can't do it. Like, it's very... I'm so not into it. It's boring to me. I hate how every character is, like, in my opinion, they're a bit of a jerk off. Like, every protagonist is kind of an ass. You know, they either want the best possible fight, they want to fight the entire planet, and it's got to be like the best fight possible, or they're bizarrely obsessed with death. You know, they're annoyingly stoic. It's like why I'm not the biggest Batman guy either. I'm a huge Justice League fan, but Warner Bros. Have completely... Oh, yeah, no, they completely ruined Justice League. And I like Justice League. You know, Justice League Animated, or DC Animated, I've always been a fan of. You know, especially with Bruce Timm. I don't know what I was doing, but I went all weird with this pectoral. I didn't notice it. See, one thing that's good about this is I have to step away and look at things. When you look at things, you kind of notice this. I was playing a 4-hour game of snooker today. First to 10 frames. Nice! Vinny Montana, that would be weird because I always think of him as the Joker. Yeah, I understood. He was also the Hobgoblin too, but I've always wanted him to take on the Joker in live action. Yeah, I think by now it's safe to say that ship has sailed, but I always wanted him to take it on just because... You know, I thought it would have been a good way to revitalize his career or have him pop out. You know, give him something to be other than like Luke Skywalker on camera. Well, Dave, tell me how you really feel. Who was I just bashing? Dave, who are your favorite writers? Jeff Loeb. I'm a huge Jeff Loeb guy. I know. Ultimatum. I know. Well, everyone's allowed to have some mistakes. But Jeff Loeb. I just love the way Jeff Loeb tells stories. I love how he writes. Jeff Loeb, easily by far my favorite comic book writer. No questions asked. Does DC have better villains? As a whole, yes. Because the thing is, Marvel has worked to give their heroes imperfection and depth as character, but they don't do it for their villains as much. And DC, to be fair, didn't really always do that. They started with Ruby Spears. John Byrne started out with Lex Luthor, but then Bruce Timm and Paul Dini really helped in the Batman universe to do that. Hey, Jakevis White. Q sports are my favorite sports. Nice. I was talking about your views on... Oh, yeah, right. Oh, anime. That's what I was... I'm like, was I bashing someone? Oh, I was bashing anime. Yeah, Elmer's tried. Like, he showed me, like, death... Like, the thing is, like, I'll get into it for, like, 10 seconds. I'm like, that's a cool concept. And then something dumb will happen. Like, Elmer showed me Full Metal Alchemist. In the beginning, I'm like, wow. And then when, like, right in the prologue. And then when they got into the series, I was like, yo, why is this dude being a jerk-off to his robot brother? It's like... It's your fault he's like a robot. And I thought he'd be like nicer to him or like he'd feel guilty or bad about it. And he does, but he doesn't show it all the time. I understand that that's all his little brother and he annoys him from time to time. And it's been a while, but still, I don't care. You feel like the guy would be constantly I don't remember anybody's names, but he would be constantly apologetic to his robot brother. And no, he's not. He's still, I want the best fight possible. And everybody kind of sounds like Cam Clark, little brother, I made you the Tin Man, and I don't care. I want a real fight. It's like, okay, great. It's, they're all like they're way too morbid for me. It's like these would be the worst people to hang out with. Like I know a guy who's on the wrestling channel that's kind of like that. No, Elmer really wanted me to get into Death Note, but I had no interest whatsoever. I'm pretty sure that is what he meant, Zagro. Whoa, hold up. Let me get back to it. I was talking about... And it's cool if you like it. Like I said, Elmer loves anime. His sister loves anime, too. I know, and I'm glad he's back in Dragon Gate. Oh, yeah, Neville's back. In wrestling. Zagro, it's called character development. See, no, I get it. I understand what it is. Don't get me wrong. I get what it is. I just don't like it. For me, there are ways to write characters, or the way I look at it is characters in fiction, protagonists at least, should be things that I think you should aspire to. You know, there should be a level of likability. I think a character should be, you know, I don't think relatability is as important as likability. I think there should be a more, you know, fine, you make mistakes and you have flaws, but how do you deal with these mistakes? Or, you know, what's it looking towards? I don't really like stories where the protagonist is just, you know, a pile of garbage, and it's like the story is supposed to be like, isn't it interesting watching a pile of garbage? Like, okay, here's the thing. Now, I'm going to get some, who are you drawing? Oh, man, it's pretty bad if you don't know. So, I'm clearly not doing a good job. Thor. Another is a really good anime, but there are some anime things I like, and I'll get into that in a momentary. But a lot of the modern day animes that people really like, I never got into because when it comes to you know, like Scorsese, I might get some flack for this. I like a lot of Scorsese movies. I think they're good movies, but I don't watch a lot of them or I can't get into them that much because a lot of his stories are just the rise and fall of a douchebag. It's like, hey, look, Leonardo DiCaprio, oh, he just wants to be rich and do a lot of drugs, and that's exactly what he's doing. And look, oh, I'm supposed to feel bad for him now because his life, you know, just hit the toilet. Why? I don't care, Leonardo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street. I don't care. I don't feel bad for him that he got so high he wrecked a bunch of cars and then he lost his, and he hit his wife. So what? I'm supposed to feel bad that he lost everything? I don't care about him. Hank Hill cheats on his wife, is a monster. Oh, he said all his life all he ever wanted to do was be, a corrupt gangster. Okay, well, congratulations. Now I'm supposed to feel bad for him because he doesn't know who he can trust. I don't care. What do you want from me? So it's like a lot of Scorsese films I feel that way about. Tying this back to the Joker conversation. So in anime, it's a lot of these things too. It's like these guys do bad things, and I get it that they do feel bad to it, but most of their focus, most of their action, most of the things that are driving them forward is just a desire to beat a better guy, find a better opponent to punch, or defeat in combat, do something just to feel better about themselves, or inch towards a dying, a crazy death or something like that. There are animes I like. The original Voltron series I liked a lot. I thought it was, and then not just as a kid, as an adult I watched it, and I thought it was a little more interesting than people give it credit for. And it's kind of one of the reasons why I'm a little harsh on the Netflix series. While I still watch the Netflix series, I thought the original was much more deep. It was much deeper in their concepts, especially the Japanese version. Edward and Alfonso, that's their names. Thank you. There are a lot of cool superheroes from Marvel that are lacking in the supervillains / rogues department gallery. Yeah, I think they just need to be revamped and fleshed out more. I think that's what they really need because, Spider-Man 2, the film, did a great job of fleshing out Dr. Octopus, giving him a little more character other than... Because Dr. Octopus really wasn't that deep of a character until Spider-Man 2. And even now in the comic books, it's showing because when you're having... Which is why the show on this channel, Judge a Character, works because you can show... how there's some characters with a lack of development, and typically they are villains in the Marvel department. But they're not unsavable. You just need to give them a little bit. Like okay, look, I'll be the first one to say that Spider-Man 3 was not good, but I like that they gave him a bit. I like that they gave the Sandman a bit of character development with his daughter and everything like that. I thought that was a nice touch. It made the character a little more interesting. Alright, so... I forget if there's a brim on Thor's helmet. There is one now. Okay, remember when Ed promised that he'll come back for him and he tells him to wait and then that legit had me crying. And that's the other thing. I don't like feeling sad or morbid when I watch things either. Relatable is the most important thing to me, and that's cool, and I know it is for a lot of people, but there's a lot of things that I don't need the character to be super relatable to have a good time. I'm trying to think of a good example. Have you seen Ninja Scroll? I have not. There are definitely a lot of, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but they're like Deadpool. I can't relate to Deadpool whatsoever. I just find him funny. You need to be emotionally invested, and having relatable characters, especially the main protagonist, goes a long way. I get your point. So, oh, and I'm not saying I hate relatability. I don't, because I mean I like it a lot, and it's it drives me forward. But there are a lot of I like Spider-Man more than 2. Spider-Man more than 2, 3. Oh, you have to ditch 1 wrestling or comic books. Well, right now wrestling's making that a lot easier. Like, okay, if you're talking about comics and I have to get rid of comic book movies, yeah, I definitely get rid of wrestling because WWE is not making that choice pretty easy for me. Dave, were there any heroes you liked that had a short shelf life? You believe should have another run? There are characters I thought had a short shelf life that I liked. Believe should have another run? No, because unfortunately I think there are a lot of comic book characters that have a short lifespan. Like, I like the Max a lot, but the Max's story was done. That was exactly what we needed. Spawn, I think, has lived its life. I don't think there needs to be more Spawn. I think Spawn, really, the first 100 issues was what Spawn was supposed to be. And, that's kind of it. I'm the only one that likes Spider-Man 3. I thought it was decent. I bought it on DVD and forced me and Elmer saw it midnight showing, and I remember with the disco dancing scene, I leaned over to Elmer. I'm like, yo, this sucks. And I try not to talk to her in a movie, but that's it. Have you got a tape? No, I don't. Definitely don't. I'm still trying to get this channel to get to get relevant. We need a Red Hood movie. I think so too, but the thing that the Russos proved it with Captain America too. But the hard thing about the Red Hood is, how do you make a good Red Hood movie without it because everyone who knows who the Red Hood is, we get it, and we already know it, so it's hard to keep us engaged. But then everyone who doesn't do it, how do you not telegraph it right from the beginning when you show a Robin? It's like, it's pretty clear. So it has to be a long extended series, and that's hard to do. Although the Russos did a great job of countering all the problems I just mentioned with Winter Soldier, so I guess it could be done. So, all right, let me start focusing down. I'm struggling trying to figure out what to do with this pectoral muscle. Taxi Driver is really the best Scorsese film. It's not bad. I like Taxi Driver, but you're right. Most of the films have the same plot line. And I'm not even saying that's bad. Like, I really love I love The Departed. I think The Departed is good because you have Damon's the douchebag, and at least Leo was a nice guy. Like, you liked Leo. Like, he was a likable guy. I felt bad for Leo on that. So, like, that, I'll take all day long. There's another Scorsese film I really like, and I'm trying to remember it. Gangs of New York. Again, Leonardo DiCaprio. Nice guy. Fan of Wes Anderson? Not really. I mean, I've never disliked anything I've seen that Wes Anderson has done, but I won't go out of my way to watch it either. We need a Netflix or CW TV show for Nightwing from Robin to Dick Grayson. I always wanted a Batman, like Smallville, but for Batman, which is what Smallville was supposed to be originally. I just want Batman's, his 7-year-long journey becoming Batman. I just want to follow him around the world as he learns from, like, magicians, escape artists, martial arts instructors, goes to jail, all the stuff. I want to see all that stuff. I want that show. Every episode, every week, it's different. Every season, he's in a different continent, or he keeps traveling around, and you get it. She didn't like the party Gangs in New York. Gangs in New York, I absolutely love. Huh. Yeah, The Departed was actually my favorite. Is my favorite Scorsese's movie. I've watched that movie a bajillion times. Yeah, I love that movie. Well, I like movies that have kind of two main characters, and the whole movie's kind of built around what's going to happen when these two show down. Like, Batman versus Wolverine, tie back to our earlier conversation. Not really, but like The Prestige, Batman and Wolverine, Hugh Jackman and Bale. Like the whole movie's about these two guys and how they're similar but different, and it's just building and building, and it's going to come to a head at the end, and you're just waiting to find out. Those are the kind of movies I like. Anyone else remember Batman of the Future? Batman Beyond? Oh yeah, love that cartoon. I like Terry better than Bruce. Thoughts on Spider-Verse trailer? I didn't see the new one yet, but I'm super amped for that movie because it looks fantastic. Although Leonardo DiCaprio was hilarious and good. Oh yeah, I enjoyed the movie Wolf of Wall Street. I liked it, but I don't feel bad for the character. I could care less. the guy's a douchebag, and there it is. With the Quaalude scene from. Oh yeah, it was hysterical. Like, it's enjoyable. What do you know more, comics or wrestling? See, here's the thing. Throughout my life, it's always been kind of even. I will say, by doing these channels, I've learned more about wrestling than I used to, like a significant amount. So it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough to say. I might say wrestling, but it's not. I mean, like drawing and writing, I have a much better understanding of in the film industry, so I have that edge for the comic books. So if that counts for comic books, like the MCU movies and all these things like that, and a drawing, I have a better leg to stand on, so I have something to go with. So if that counts, that also shifts the gear too. But if we're talking about just comic books, my thing about it is there's billions of issues, and you can't watch them. You either have them or you can read them or not. You could read plot synopsis, but so many people lie and mistake things, and there's so many ins and outs of things in comic books that no one ever talks about. And I guess that's true for wrestling too. But, there's at least the WWE Network. And plus, people really, when they talk about wrestling, wrestlers' lives, wrestling careers only last a certain amount of time. So it's an easier thing to handle. Where Batman has been around since, the 1930s. We've had 80 years of Batman, pretty much. Just about 80 years of Batman. So it's kind of hard to follow around everything Batman's ever done. Or to say Batman never did this. I could say... so such and such wrestler never had a match against blah, 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 just because of time and how it works. But if you want to say Batman never faced off against insert comic book character here, you don't know that that's true, and there's a chance it's not, because he's probably faced off against everyone. Unless he's brand spanking new, Batman's probably faced him at some weird issue for some reason, even if he's in a different company, because, Batman Punisher, that's happened. Batman Predator has happened. So, that's the weird thing. CM Punk's comic book fan. Yeah, so is Rob Van Dam. Batman Beyond would be a great series. I would love that. Well, yes, of course. I love Mario Robbie and Wolf of Wall Street. Thoughts on Batman Forever? Was that bad? I don't think Batman Forever was that bad. I actually kind of liked that movie. It was silly and it was campy, but Batman and Robin took things too far, but I thought it was just Ryan. What happened to I don't see him. Yep. Just kind of... Tobey Maguire, I think, some people want to say that Spider-Man kind of made his career what it is, and he's not going to recover from that. But I kind of think it's also the fact that, kind of like Michael J. Fox, he just never stopped looking like a boy. He just always looked like a kid. And when you have, gray hair and crow's feet, but you still look like a child, it's kind of hard. Hollywood doesn't know what to do with you. Do you like the Walking Dead comic books? I like the comic books more than the show, which I know is odd to say. The only comic books I read are Bleach sometimes. Okay. Joe Schumacher and Batman. Joe Schumacher's Batman and Robin is the worst Batman film. Yeah, that's true. Batman and Robin is the worst film. But Batman Forever, I liked it all right. AA knows graphic designs? Yes. Yes. No, I do not read manga. Vendetta. Dave loved the... Oh, thank you. Def Jam Vendetta video. Yeah. I was almost going to do something else until I realized that people typically don't like it from cheaper pop culture, so I changed it. Originally, I was just going to do an episode about rap feuds, and I was like, wow, that has nothing... And the idea is there's feuds in it, like in wrestling, and it's no one is going to care about that, because, I've done movie stuff on cheaper pop culture where I'm like, hey, remember, this is like wrestling, and nobody likes to, people, those episodes don't get watched as much, or they don't get and they don't get as many likes, too, so I was like, okay, Def Vendetta, that's closer. No, Macho Man helped Tobey Maguire, I think. Who do you think is the hottest woman in a comic book? What did I just miss? Any thoughts? Who do you think is the hottest woman in a comic book movie? Nicole Kidman, Batman Forever? Or Margot Robbie, Suicide Squad? But I'm probably going to go with Nicole Kidman off the top of my head, unless somebody can say something. Wait, has Heather Graham been in a comic book movie? Batman credit card. Yeah, that was the thing. The Batman credit card was just plain stupid. It There was too much over-the-top acting. Where Batman Forever, it was at least forgivable. Way too melodramatic and over-the-top. and Batman and Robin. Manga called Bleach as well. I knew Dave knows rap music. No, I'm definitely not doing that one. That can't fill out a whole channel. Will Venom be good? I'm not sold yet, but I'm gonna see it. I'm seeing this weekend, so I hope it is. Because Venom is one of the. It's like Tomb Raider. Like, this should be easy to make a good movie out of. Why don't we get one? I know I've taken a huge break from actually drawing this thing, so yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and start drawing, inking. Let's get all my stuff out. Whoa! I didn't know I had 2 of these markers. Have you ever seen Fear and Loathing Las Vegas? No, that film almost cheers me up, and it's because of Tobey Maguire's in it. I have not seen it, and I didn't know it was a cheer-up movie. Okay, mine is Gal Gadot. Zoe Bees, or the actress who played Vulture's daughter. Yeah, who do you guys say? Why are you trying Hagar steroids? Yeah, that's kind of what I guess that's what I think in my head, that Thor is just Hagar the Horrible on steroids. A blonde Hagar the Horrible, that's all Thor is to me. There's a very distinct possibility that is all my brain is allowing me to think. Maybe that's why I like him with a beard. I'm like, what can make Thor look more like Hagar the Horrible? Yeah, it's funny. It's like I'm getting a lot of work done, but I also feel like I'm behind. Also been playing a lot of Life is Strange 2 now that it's out. So, and I finished up Assassin's Creed Origin. I haven't got, I haven't gotten all the little doodads and funny stuff yet, but I finished the story. And I found out Odyssey happens before Assassin's Creed Origins. How could there be something before the Origins? How do you have a prequel to a game called Origins? Thoughts on Isaac? Is that fact? Because I still haven't heard it confirmed that Oscar Isaacs will be Batman. I don't love it, but what are you going to do? Dave, has you listened to Eminem? No, I have not. I haven't listened to anything from Eminem since the 8 Mile soundtrack. Or Encore, whichever one came out last. Do you like American Horror Story? Not really. Oh, well, I've never seen it, so maybe it's good, but I have yet to see it. Playing Batman seems to be the opposite of the Superman curse. Every actor that has donned the cape and cowl on screen is either still alive or lived. And Christian, and Oscars, not every one of them, but still, like Ben Affleck, Oscars has won Oscars. Clooney, the Oscars. Bale has at least been nominated. I'm not sure if he's won one, but you at least get that too. All right, small detail into my life. There are times where I have to do administrative office work at the school that I work in. And while I'm doing that, I tend to get bored and I start drawing to kill my boredom, or at least, make the time go by a little bit faster while I'm doing administrative work. And I've kind of started adopting. And I'm not using any of this equipment, my art equipment that you see here. Instead, I'm just using, regular blue ballpoint pens, the one the schools have lying around while I'm on the phone or doing any kind of work. And in that case, I've adopted this Scratch style. Like, I'm not doing it right this second, but I've kind of started really, really liking the way this Scratch style looks. So, and I use these highlighter markers to color it, and I've been doing this weird pattern. I intend to do that as a drawing video for this channel. I may get to it, I may not, but it's this weird style that I've been working on, and I kind of like it a lot. Or I kind of start to like it. I kind of started appreciating it. I've always liked it, but let me just say I started appreciating it more. Saying I kind of like it a lot doesn't make any sense. How could you kind of like something a lot? I'm going to sell my Xbox because I don't play PC games. PC Master Race in the house. Who do you think should play Wolverine in the MCU since Hugh Jackman said he won't? He hasn't said he won't necessarily. That's what we were talking about earlier. What's your favorite season? Mine's the Roanoke or the Asylum. Hey, man, you need to get Xbox Live. I don't play video games enough for it to ever happen. Playing Batman seems to be the opposite. Okay. Or the Asylum. I'm a sucker for anything with Asylum in it. They had to recast Wolverine. But I have an episode of Fancast Correct all about Wolverine, so check that out. And that's my answer. Zach Rowe, I've only seen the first season, Asylum, and the other 13 episodes of Apocalypse. I need to start binge watching on Netflix, especially since I love Emma Roberts. Emma Roberts is nice. Dave, are you going to get WW2K19? Not until I've been given enough reason by my friends to get 2K. Just like I never got one for last year. In fact, a lot of my friends gave me the exact opposite advice, told me to not get it because it was muy terrible. So yeah, back to the scratch style. I also realize I'm short on time because I got things, speaking of administration work, I got things that I'm supposed to be doing today. And I am not doing them. So I don't have to do them just yet, but I am hovering in that area in that time period. So I'm going to go ahead and get on that. I didn't realize it was 3:30 already. I could have sworn I came here, or past 3:30. I could have sworn I came here a lot faster. I know I've been kind of just like talking a lot. Thoughts on Creed 2. Didn't see Creed 1. I've had enough of that franchise, and Rocky. Let it go, man. I love Rocky. Believe me, I do. I really, really do. But enough is enough. It's like the Die Hard thing. Enough. No more Die Hard, please. Enough. Just come up with your own thing. Plus, it's good in theory. It's one of those things that, and plus, it's one of those things on paper. It sounds like it makes sense, but I don't need to see the son of Ivan Drago going against the son of Apollo Creed. Like, when in boxing has that ever happened? I mean, maybe it has, but please, if it's happened where the son of a guy who killed another dude in the ring go against each other years later, I mean, please, if that happened in history, let me know. But, like the first Rocky movie is based off of Chuck Webner versus Muhammad Ali. I get that. Joe Clubber Lang, despite the fact that he seems like Mike Tyson, had nothing to do with Mike Tyson. It was based off of like guys like Joe Frazier, and that was cool. It's like, okay, I get it. But it's just like, I mean, come on. It's too soap opera-y now. Maura Remus, what do you think of Lightning Blue Superman from 90s? It looked cool, but dumb. What is Asylum and Apocalypse about on Netflix? What do you think of Lightning Blue, Maura Remus, or American Horror Stories? We need a drawing of Dave and the ice cream truck. Do you think we will get a Green Goblin in the MCU? I think we will eventually. Sorry, Dave, but I've gotten over my crush on Alexa. That's fine. More Alexa for me. I mean, some dollar right now, if anyone knows what that is. Isn't that Indian food? Come on, Dave. Sins of the Father. Boo! Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about something else. Never mind. I thought you were talking about a combo card. No. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I get it. I understand the serendipitous nature of it, but it's so freaking unrealistic. It's getting to the point where I can't take it seriously. Rocky IV, in general, was a movie I barely took seriously. It's like, hey, I'm going to go to Russia on Christmas to fight this guy who killed my best friend, and I'm going to leave my robot to babysit my kid. It's like, so Rocky 4 was pushing the, my ability to tolerate things. And then, because what I liked about Rocky was that it was a fairly realistic story, and most movies are over-the-top dramatic, but I like Rocky for its groundedness. And then, stuff like that happens, and it's like, oh, okay, well, screw reality. Did you Sly's making Rambo 5? Yeah, no, I've heard that. I don't know why, but fine. It's a thing you want to do, then it's a thing you want to do. I wish I could have that robot. Well, me too, but happy birthday, Paulie. Oh yeah, no, I know it was a big draw. I know Rocky 4 was a big draw. I absolutely know that. I won't argue. Thoughts on Teen Titans? Oh, live action series. I was so excited for it, and then I saw it, and it looks so terrible. Why can't girls in my school be as hot as Alexa? Because no one's is. Because Alexa didn't look like Alexa Bliss in high school. That's why. Or whatever school you're in. Despite everyone's favorite being mostly either Rocky 1 or 3 or Rocky 4. No, see, I know a lot of people who like Rocky 4 as their best, but yeah, no, mine's definitely 1. And then I also really like Rocky Balboa. There are 2 Robins. You're still young, waiting to your turn. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm at. New Teen Titans is just shaping up to be a dumpster fire. Oh, absolutely. It just looks so ridiculous. I can't take it seriously. Let's just, I think Rocky 5 was... Well, Vinny Montana, I never thought I'd hear anyone... Actually, that's not true. I know some friends who really like Rocky 5. Here's a weird thing for you guys. I saw the Rocky movies mostly in backwards order. I saw 5, then I saw 4, then I saw 2, then I saw 1, then I saw 3, and then I saw 6. So I saw them in the oddest way possible. But I was hooked. Like, I saw 5, and I thought 5 was good until I saw not 5. Because, like, the way I saw 5, he's, like, trembling in the beginning. I was like, okay, so what happened? Let me see this. I wanted to see this. I was a kid, so I was like, I want to see this fight. I want to know what happened to make him all, like, why he was so brain damaged, or, which, got retconned. And then so I went back, and then I was like, whoa, no wonder that guy beat him up. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute. These 2 guys are, wait, Apollo and Rocky are friends. I thought, like, even without seeing them, I was like, I thought they were enemies. And I was like, okay, well, hold on. When did they become friends? Let me see 2 and see how they became friends. I'm like... Or, I saw, because I didn't remember, because I didn't have 3. It was like the one movie my dad didn't have on tape, one Rocky movie my dad didn't have on tape. So it's like I understood they were friends in Rocky 4, so I was like, when did they become friends? Maybe after 2. And I saw 2 and they didn't become friends, but then I liked 2 more. And then I said, okay, I'll see 1. And then, so, I was just trying to find out things, and then I just kept going backwards until eventually I stumbled into watching the entire franchise. And then I just never got, I had to buy the VHS tape of Rocky 3 before I could see it, because for some reason it was just never on TV. Yeah, it's high school, and we can all call it secondary school. That's not true. Alexa always been... No, she was always pretty, but, like, pictures of her in high school, she looks like a girl you could conceivably go to high school with, like a normal person. But then, now she's, Alexa Bliss. She was always pretty, but she was never, she wasn't like now. Dave, you like the Scott Pilgrim? I never saw it. I saw 3, 2, 1. Yeah, okay, all right. Apparently, I'm not the only one to watch them out of order. Dave, you saw the Rocky movies the way I read Harry Potter books? Yeah, there you go. You're going to not finish Harry Potter. Yeah, you should. Rocky Balboa was a great story of everyone more. Yeah, I really like Rocky Balboa a lot. Listen, I think everybody listens to, I mean, if I worked out, but yeah, you know, people, for those of you who do work out. No. Guys who work out, I'm pretty sure that Rocky has been the jam of many, 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 many men who work out. Weird detail that I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but Elmer's workout song is Show Me How to Live by Audioslave. He said that is his workout jam. Apologize that I'm going to be doing this kind of quick because, like I said, I got other things. I lost track of time, so I'm trying to fix this. So, that was a lot of protein. Dave, do you find it contradictory saying that Rocky isn't realistic here when you're talking about? No, it's I get that. I mean, I get your point on that. No, for me, it's just like, you know, it's in context. It's in within reason. If I'm going, it's kind of like why I say I'm not the biggest Batman fan. Like we talked about this. I mean, I like the Batman movies. I bought Batman comic books, but as a character, he's the equivalent to me of bringing a knife to a gunfight. He's the, you know, why this is the guy without, you know, some people say that's why I like Batman. He doesn't have superpowers. But I was like, if I'm reading a comic book, I want superpowers. I didn't read this comic book to get not superpowers. I read it for the I got it for the superpowers. It's like saying, hey, I want to buy a chocolate chip cookie, but this one has no chocolate chips in it. I like it because it doesn't have chocolate chips in it. It's different. I was like, no, I bought this thing because I want the chocolate chips. You know, that's... I really should rethought my dinner options. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. So if I'm going to something with fiction in it, let's, you know, put the pedal to the metal on it and go fiction. If we're putting something out there that's more grounded, then let's be grounded. It's, you know, perfectly fine. Everything has its place, but, you know, I just want to know what that place is. I also have come to the realization, I don't know, favorite band, Dave. I don't really have one. It's a lot of options. Do you like Tim Burton? I don't. No, I don't either. Whoa, sorry about that. Miss Lady Smith and the Sith. Yeah, I miss her too. We don't have, we used to have Ronnie's in the crowd. Last night, boo Kevin Owens. Oh, yeah, that was interesting. Zach Rowe, best one is Half-Blood Prince, in my opinion. I really like Prisoner of Azkaban. Or until he collects Eminem. Yeah, no, that's me and this guy Sergio for the improv troupe. You seen him. We listened. That was our like song that we got to pump up for the improv troupe before we went. The whole not having superpowers things comes back to the whole relatability for the character. Yeah, it does. That is a good point. Will Tony Stark? I don't know. I kind of feel like they'll just have people retire. I don't feel the need. You know, I've also talked about that on this channel where I don't feel the need to make people die. I don't think it's necessary. You know what? Ain't nobody got time for this. Time to break out the big guns. Harry Potter. I'm a Harry Potter guy all the way. I find Lord of the Rings boring. But yes, that is a good point. Tying in with the relatability factor. That is a good point. Also realize the way I'm sitting, my foot's falling asleep. I'm not sure if DC ever did this. After Superman returned, after being killed by Doomsday, they should have done a storyline where Zoom says... Drawn similar to clips of Ivan Drago used in Rocky V. You put Tony Stark's appearance in Civil War and Spider-Man: Homecoming. Would you consider that if Iron Man, wherever, if they were to choose to make an Iron Homecoming, would you consider that in Iron? Yes, One Punch Man. Yeah, there you go. There's an anime. That's a perfectly good example of an anime that has some potential. One Punch Man, because it's not the idea that he's overpowered. Because a lot of people make that complaint about Superman or even Wolverine, that he's too overpowered, too unkillable, and therefore he's not relatable or whatever. But One Punch Man is a great example of a guy who has so much power, but yet you can still tell stories about him. It's not the power. It's what you do with it. You are not limited to not being able to tell stories because of his strength or his abilities or his powers. You know, it doesn't hinder the comic book as much as people think it does. Okay. Yeah, since I am kind of running, I realized to speed this up and to make this look kind of decent, I'm going to take a lot of shortcuts. And Tony Stark. You know, it's pretty funny because they're big Life is Strange 2. They're pretty big Lord of the Rings fans, so I'm like, oh man, these guys. Kevin Smith's take on Lord of the Rings is really how I felt, because I saw the first movie and everyone was making a big deal about it. I also watched The Hobbit as a kid. I saw the Hobbit cartoon as a child, and I liked it. I thought it was crazy interesting. That was the first thing that ever introduced me to the idea that you could lose a finger, like an appendage. I was like, you could lose a finger? I was like, that's an option? Like, I didn't even know that was possible until I saw The Hobbit. It freaked me out, like the idea that you could not have a finger. Like, no, you had one, but now it's gone. That was mind-bending to me. And but yeah, so it was. So I like that, but then with the movies, it's just they're just too long. And it's similar to my taste in wrestling matches. I just don't want, some wrestling matches can be too long to me. Wrestling shows can be too long to me, especially live. I'm beginning to suspect I have paint. I'm beginning to suspect I have ink on my finger. Yeah, sorry if I'm not keeping up with the chat as much, since I'm trying to brush this off in a hurry. Okay. Where are we at on this one? Something else I wanted to do. I never really Lord of the Rings yet. I've seen. Super Showdown is starting at 5 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, it is. I won't be watching it live, as much as it pains me to say. Did you also hear the rumors that WWE might be changing the network to a tiered system, a tiered payment system? I kind of went overboard with this, with the ink. I'm realizing now. I shouldn't have rushed. I really shouldn't have. I don't have much of a choice right now, but yeah, I shouldn't have rushed. Because I had planned to do this for this episode since last week, because I had fun last week doing this, but something came up and I had to do some work. Harry Potter is long as well as Harry Potter is long as well, so your point is invalid. All right, I don't think the Harry Potter movies are each as long as Lord of the Rings. I could be wrong about that. Johnny Depp is going to be good. Ugh, not touching that one. Dave, who wins a one-on-one fight, Batman or Daredevil? How much preparation time does Batman have? Because if it's a lot or some, then it's Batman. Michelle Pfeiffer is the best Catwoman. I'm a big Anne Hathaway fan, though. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, that was not the plan at all. So. Alright, but it's cool if you like Lord of the Rings, you know. Don't let my opinion stop you from liking what you like. And I'm just trying to be a little creative here since I have no idea what I'm doing and I've already kind of gone too far with what I was doing. There you go. That's what I wanted. So I mutter to myself. I'm waiting for the brush to get a certain level of dryness so it streaks a little bit better. Okay. I think I'm at a point where I'm not as upset anymore. Although I have all this crap everywhere, I need to really, really sort it out. I forgot I was doing a scratch style, so I guess okay. Deadpool's a really cool character. Who wins, Thanos or Superman? Thanos? Well, Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos. No Infinity Gauntlet, Superman. Again, sorry if I'm not keeping up with the chat too much, because I'm too busy trying to crank this out as fast as humanly possible. Seeing I am well overdue to not be in this room. And don't be me, this was meant to smooth out these circles, but it looks like I'm just making it worse. Okay, let's try. Okay. All right, guys. Oh wait, crap! I forgot his pupils. Man. All right, no more brush. I think we got Thor down the way we need him. Batman versus the Lake. All right, let's go back to this. All right, guys, there you go. There is Thor for you. Let me just make some corrections. I want to fix that up a little bit. Maybe just a little more. Okay, well, there you go. There's Thor for you. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. I know I did it kind of fast towards the end. Had a lot of fun chatting with you guys and drawing. I know I was just trying to speed this up as quick as possible. But hope you like it. Oh, thank you. Very kind of, very, very kind of you. I know that cape doesn't look super great. Yeah, definitely rushed that. Thank you. You guys are too kind. Yeah, I definitely rushed that, but at least there we go. So there's your Thor. So thank you for the suggestion. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for the thumbs up. I gotta get out of here, but thank you so much for being a part of this live stream. And let me know in the comments if you want to see more of these. I am never gonna stop playing. I am never going to stop working on this. I'm really not. I'm just gonna keep finding things that I want to do to it. I never realized how long I take to draw. Like, it was one of those things I always thought, I'm like, I'll bang this out real quick. But no, turns out I don't. And the messed up thing is I also have more drawing to do because I got to draw the animations for Monday Night Wrong. But I got to figure out what am I drawing first. Okay, so thank you for coming here. Thank you for being a part of this live stream. Hope you enjoyed. Get here early next time. Make sure the notification is working. Therefore, I'll take whatever request you throw it out. Thank you, Mortar Remus. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching me draw Thor, a.k.a. Haggard the Horrible. You guys have been great, as always. Check you out on Friday. Check out my new video tomorrow on Dave Knows Wrestling, and new video right here on Dave Knows Comics, honest promo for Venom on Thursday, as well as live stream Friday. Thank you so much. Oh, and check me out on Patreon if you want to see Albert do a live stream completely gagged. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, Dave Knows.